everyone, and welcome to the Political Job Interview, where I interview candidates running for election. I'm Vincenzo Calla, the host, and today I take on the role as the boss, giving a job interview to today's candidate, Em McLellan. Em is running for election for Ottawa City Council as a candidate for Ward 22, Riverside South-Findlay Creek. Thank you, Em, for your time, and thanks for joining me today.
Well, thank you.
It's great to have you, and without further ado, let's get this job interview started. So as with any good job interview, I'm going to start off with an opportunity to learn more about Em. So the first question is, can you tell me a little bit about yourself and your story?
Okay. Well, my family arrived here in 2005, and I'm a mom of two sets of twins. And we had two sets of twins in less than 3.5 years. So when we got here, needless to say, we couldn't afford daycare, so I became a stay-at-home mom. And then as the children progressed, we had to get busing. And we couldn't get busing because our house was basically cut in half and they would not give us busing. So I had to figure out how to get the kids to school. So what I ended up doing is becoming the cross guard. So I at least could see my children walking to school. Then during the shifts, I would go over and work as a lunch monitor, dealing with special needs kids at Steve McLean School. I was also very involved with my children's schooling. So I took on the presidency role of the Parent-Teacher Council at St. Jerome's for about 11 years. I'm very involved in the community. I was involved with Riverside South Association and also another local organization, and we would put movies in the park because I firmly believe that you have to create community. You know, just because you have boxes doesn't mean that everybody knows everybody. So I firmly believed in making it easy for people to get to know each other. So what else can I tell you? I decided to go back after my children got older in school. I decided to go back to school to get my paralegal. I had 2 degrees and I decided to take on paralegal. I was almost at the finish and unfortunately my partner died. So then I had to deal with my children, grab a job really quick. And so then I ended up working full-time at the Independent off Earl Armstrong. It used to be formerly known as Monsign's. So that's basically what I'm doing right now. Let me see. That's about all I can tell you. It's pretty simple.
Well, let's continue on that point now and asking, why did you decide to run for this position?
Honestly, I was so fed up. I was fed up. I was tired of what actually happened was I watched the special meeting February 16th, 2022. And that was when they were ousting Diane Deans. And I sat and watched that movie or watched the meeting, and it was just like watching a train wreck, hitting a train wreck. There was no governance, there was no accountability. And I just felt very sad because these people were definitely not there for the people. I don't know what they were doing. So when I just said, no, I'm not going to deal with people taking tax-paying money and having no accountability, and we're left with these people. And I said, no, I do not want another professional politician going down there. And this is what they consider governance. So I said, no, I've had enough. So I'm not a politician, but I seem to think that our world has changed and it's time for accountability.
So let's take a bit of time now to talk about the job and what you bring to it. So what experience do you bring to this job? So what experience do you bring to being a potential counselor?
I think I bring a sense of reality in the fact that I'm a real person. I'm not a groomed politician, okay? And I think some of the ways that they do things, I find them very fake, and I find it not conducive to creating community. What else can I tell you? I'll give you an example. I refuse to take any donations. No donations, no endorsements, nothing. And the reason I did that is because what ends up happening is these professional politicians on every webpage, it says donations, donations. And what ends up happening is something like Minto or Ridgecraft, they have somebody there who will write a personal check to that candidate, and then they reimburse them. So now you basically have the mouthpiece for Minto or Urbandale or the land developers. Well, that's not what a politician is there to do, okay? Another thing, my other problem is that you can't fire these people once they're elected. And I found that highly offensive. And I looked all over the place. How could I fire myself if I got elected? And the only thing I could come up with is like having a covenant or something to that effect with the people of Riverside South and Findlay Creek to say, you get 3,000 signatures, I'm going to leave. I don't want to have a situation where, well, if you're not charged criminally, you know, whether you're ethically or morally bankrupt, you get to stay. So I said, I want to do that.
So continuing on that, what sets you apart from all of the other candidates who are running?
I would say I was real. I'm real. I listen to people. I deal with real life experiences like the OC Transpo, okay? You cannot get the bus. You cannot make your connection. And this is systematic. And the only reason I come up with this is because the millionaires are not taking the bus. It's basically mass transit for the everyday people. So there's not much accountability needed. Like every executive, when the train was derailed, the buses weren't coming, they all got their bonuses. And my attitude is, why am I rewarding unacceptable management? I want them held accountable.
Part of serving as an elected official is serving the people who elect you. So here's a few questions about how you want to serve the people. So the first question is, what is something that the people you would like to serve, the people of Riverside South-Findlay Creek need that you would like to get done if elected?
Oh, I have lots of ideas. Number one is traffic calming. I've talked to so many people. Earl Armstrong in Riverside South is like a drag race every single night. And that's because there's not enough policing here. And I want to, you know, I sent on top of my property taxes an extra $23 million down to City Hall, and we never see a cop. I want to have cops here in the community, both Findlay Creek and Riverside South. That's one. My next thing is, we've talked over and over again about school zones, traffic calming, speeding, the whole 9 yards. That's all we do. So I want to be the first one out there with my spray can, and I want in every school zone, the crosswalks, I want the rainbow colors. And then I want speed bumps, okay? And I want them brilliant pink or, you know, a beautiful aqua blue. So you cannot miss that school zone. Because as a cross guard, I used to watch this over and over again. It wasn't, the cars just didn't care about these kids. And then I would be put in a situation where I have my own kids and I don't want to die today. But I think we definitely have to put these speed bumps in, okay? My next thing I'd like to see done, we have a large Muslim community here. And as a mom, I know how tiring it is to be a mom. And these women are working, they have their kids, and they have to go like 30 minutes out to buy the family food. And I'm thinking like, no, if they live in the community, I want to see a Muslim or a butcher shop so they can get their food in the community. And that's a sense of belonging. But I can't keep sending them out 30 minutes because they're tired. So I would like to have a Muslim grocery store or butcher shop here. What else? I'm so nervous.
No worries.
Another thing, small business owners, okay, they make your community distinct. And we had a situation here where there was this little restaurant, it was called Zizi's, and they went bankrupt. And it wasn't for the lack of clientele. It was the fact they couldn't get the workers in, okay? And they were going broke over the rent. And what I would like to see happen is do a rent rebate or something that keeps them afloat, because these are the businesses that makes your community distinct. And right now we're losing them all. So I would like to see that. And another thing I'd like to do, I find the last two counselors here were kind of missing in action. They never were around. They never came. It's like, oh, you contact me. My assistant will get back to you like 5 weeks from now. No, if I'm working for you, you should make me be held accountable. So I want to have what are called town hall meetings. And, I'd like to have one for seniors, and I'd like to have one for everybody else. And you come and you tell me what the problem is, because I don't want you thinking that you're working for me. I'm working for you.
So I wanted to ask you now the final question, which is, what is one accomplishment that you have achieved that demonstrates why you'd be a good elected official if the people choose you?
I think I'm down to earth. That's number one. I think it can relate to a lot of people. I've had to deal with diversities in my life. Like I always say, life happened on the way to your right life. But it's just the ability to be resilient. And it's like, I want to deal with community. I want to help engage in community. So I don't want to be just like the poster child to say, I'm your counselor. I want you to be able to know me and to see me. So that's what I think I could do.
So thank you, Em, so much for joining me today. It was so great having you, and I'm sure the viewers have enjoyed hearing what you have to offer to them. Election day is October 24th, 2022, and if you liked hearing what Em McLellan had to say and live in Ward 22, Riverside South-Findlay Creek, you have the opportunity to vote for her on Election Day. Check with the local election officials for more details. To stay updated, make sure to follow me on Twitter, Instagram, and TikTok at VC Protections25. Check out my website, VincenzoCalla.com. Make sure to like, subscribe, and choose to get notifications here on YouTube. The Political Job Interviews of VCalla production. So until the next video, I'm Vincenzo Calla, signing out.